So people may have heard of this phrase, are you a morning type, evening type, or somewhere in between? And let's say that we've got a morning type, and then I get an extreme evening type, and I have them sleep the same opportunity amount, 8 hours, at the very same time. Well, surely they should be identical. They're not going to be. One is placed at the inappropriate time on the 24-hour clock for the evening type, but appropriately for the morning type, and thus the quality of sleep that they each have is very different. And that's why you always need to build into a metric of what is good sleep. When you are underslept, one of the dangers, the big problems with a lack of sleep is that you don't know you are sleep deprived when you are sleep deprived. And we know this because when I'm tracking your performance objectively, it's going down and down and down. But when I'm asking you subjectively, how do you think you're doing in terms of your performance? You say, I'm hanging in there. So far, I'm good. So subjectively, you think you're fine, but objectively, you're not. So people may have heard of this phrase, are you a morning type, evening type, or somewhere in between? Now, in sleep science, we break it down not into 3 categories, but 5. Extreme morning type, and neutral. Evening type, extreme evening type. An extreme morning type would be someone who would like to, say, go to bed around 8 p.m. and they wake up very easily around 4:30 a.m. in the morning. A morning type, maybe they would like to go to bed around 9:30, then they're waking up 5:36. Then you've got a neutral like me, and I would like to go to bed 11 p.m. and wake up around sort of 7:30. And then you get to the night owls. So then you've got the evening type and then the extreme evening type, which finishes out the full 5. The evening type, maybe they would like to go to bed like 12:31 and probably wake up around maybe 9:30. And then you've got the extreme evening type, and they are not ready for bed until maybe 2:30, 3 a.m. And by the way, if you want to find out your chronotype, if you want an actionable suggestion, you can just go online and you can search for something called, just type in Chronotype MEQ. We all have this 24-hour rhythm, and it looks like a sinusoidal wave. It sort of goes up, and we, as a diurnal species, we're active and awake during the day. And then you get this awesome downswing at night, and we're inactive at night. And it steps and repeats. It's just a 24-hour cycle. Everyone has that. Why doesn't everyone fit the same chronotype timing model of sleep if we all have a 24-hour clock? Well, what's different is that where that peak and that trough sit on the 24-hour clock face varies from one individual to the next, and that is what we call chronotype. There's a single question I normally ask and say, okay, I now put you on a desert island. You've got nothing to wake up for, no electricity, no responsibilities, no nothing. What time do you think your body would like to go to sleep and wake up? Do you think that naturally that's probably the regimen that you would do? If I were to take an extreme morning type and force them to stay awake until midnight, they're going to be incredibly tired and they're going to be grumpy and miserable, and they will have no problem falling asleep. The problem, however, is that they're still going to, because of their natural chronotype, which determines your circadian rhythm. So this comes back to why it's important. The morning type, they are in their awesome downswing of their circadian rhythm at midnight, and they are miserable. They're desperate for sleep. And when you put them into bed at midnight, 4 hours later than they would otherwise, they are gone. The problem is their circadian rhythm now starts to climb back up around 4:30 in the morning. And even though they went to bed at midnight, they're probably going to wake up artificially before the 8-hour or 7 to 9 hour completion, and they're going to be short slept on the back end of sleep. It's a struggle because of your chronotype. The awesome upswing that you're experiencing for your circadian rhythm prevents you from sleeping in further. Now let's reverse the table. Let's take the evening type, and I put them into bed at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. when normally they will not be ready for sleep until 1 a.m. And they're lying in bed and they are wide awake and they cannot fall asleep. And this is the principal reason that I will get evening types coming to me and they'll say, look, I think I've got terrible insomnia. I just have, and there are, you can think about insomnia in lots of different ways, but there may be two broad categories. One is that you have sleep onset insomnia. I can't fall asleep. Or the second is I have sleep maintenance insomnia. You fall asleep quickly, but you can't stay asleep. That's sleep maintenance insomnia. So they will come to me with the opposite of your concern, which is that they say, I just cannot fall asleep. And I say, okay, let me just ask you a few questions. And we go through the Chronotype questionnaire, and it's very clear that they are an evening type. There's lots of different things that you would want to exclude to make sure they don't have insomnia. And then you could say, you actually don't have insomnia. You're just an evening type, and you're going to bed at the wrong moment in time. And if you to try to go to bed at midnight, you're not going to suffer from the problems that you have, and you'll sleep through later. But of course, their response is, well, I need to be in work by 8 a.m. and I've got an hour commute, so I have to be awake at 6:30. So I need to be in bed by 10. So on both of these ends, you can see that the morning type who goes to bed too late falls asleep easily, but can't stay asleep. The evening type who is forced to go to bed too early, they can't fall asleep, but then they stay asleep. And when the alarm goes off at 6:30 a.m., they don't want to wake up. So this is why when you sleep out of synchrony with your chronotype, things do not look good. So in those two circumstances, let's say that I standardize it. Everyone is going to go to bed at 10 p.m. and wake up at 6 a.m. And let's say that we've got a morning type, not an extreme morning type, who kind of likes to go to bed around 9:45. They are going to sleep very well. It's very close to their natural rhythm. So, and then I get an extreme evening type who likes to go to bed at 2 a.m. and I have them sleep the same opportunity amount, 8 hours, at the very same time. Well, surely they should be identical. They're not going to be. It's not that they don't have the same opportunity. They do, 8 hours. It's just that one is placed at the inappropriate time on the 24-hour clock for the evening type, but appropriately for the morning type. And thus the quality of sleep that they each have is very different. And that's why you always need to build into a metric of what is good sleep. It's not just about quantity or quality or getting it regular. It's also about where do you place your sleep opportunity window on that 24-hour clock face to align with your chronotype. So if there is an actionable item, first, it would be to say, from a big picture perspective, understand that sleep is one of the least painful available options for you as a no cost to try to stabilize your mental health. Let's just start with getting your timing right. Let's understand what type you are, and then try to understand, based on what time I'm currently awake and asleep, is it matched? Is it mismatched? And if it's mismatched, try to see what you can do with your lifestyle, accommodating, of course, to match that. Things will more than likely start there getting better.